it is time for me to repot my huge silver sword philodendron that has lots of blooms. I have showed it to you in my shorts, and I went and bought it. So I want today to clean it, and I want to take care of it. And I thought that's going to be very nice for it to have a moss pole. So I got this agricultural fence. It's plastic from Amazon, and I kind of looking how big is the plant, and I want it a little bit bigger. So I would say about this big, and then I'm going to repot it in this pot. So I want to also see how big is the pot because it's gonna go inside. So I think this would be a good size for it, and I'm going to cut it out with my scissors. Very easy. The reason I chose plastic is because I don't want anything that's actually made out of how do you call it? Out of not plastic, out of iron or like metal to go near my plant. So I cut myself my piece, and I want to try and maybe show it to you this way. So I'm going to actually roll it this way, and I want it to be a little bit thicker than you'll see in regular ones because I want to keep all of them. Oh, sorry. I want to keep all of the branches together, so I want to attach them, and to attach them I'll need something thicker than our regular type of moss ball, which would be probably twice as small. And I have here my zip ties. I got a whole bunch from Amazon, and I'm going to secure my moss pole with it. Pretty easy thing, and I think YouTube is so saturated with how to create a moss pole. I just wanted to have it as well on my channel, but it's basically the same thing. You take the plastic fence, and then you take the zip ties, and then you just um, secure it and fill it with moss, and then you just put your plant around it, and that's basically it. It's going to be a little bit challenging because it was shipped in this form, so now I want to actually put it in the other form, and it doesn't really want to work 100% with me, but we're gonna make it work. It's in the end what I want, not what the fence wants. So I'm going to make it happen. So zip ties. Would you believe I never used a zip tie? So I really hope I'm gonna use it right. I'm going to go this way. I want to have some of it inside. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere, maybe. Okay, please come out. Oh gosh. Not really as easy as I thought. Usually when you look on YouTube, it's like they show it in a very easy way. And for me, it's not as easy as I would like it to be, but we're going to get there. And after you hooked them together, you just go through the thing, and you just secure it together. And this step is going to be repeated a couple of times to make sure that we end up with a somewhat more round shape than it's right now. This is not hard to do, it's just ridiculous, and you have to actually you know, go in the holes of it. It's absolutely not hard. It's like very easy to do. So now you can see that it's all round and spiky, and we're gonna go ahead and cut the zip ties. This didn't work. Let's try this. So we're just going to cut the zip ties so they just stay just the piece we need. So it's not really pretty like that. I think I'll cut them too close. Try not to cut them too close, I guess, because apparently I did. Still holding together. Then before I'm going to actually put any sphagnum moss, I want to see like how much sphagnum moss I'll need to actually, I put it inside so I can actually see where I need it to be filled with soil, and then the rest is going to be with sphagnum moss. And to make it easier for me, I'm going to add this is cut already. I'm going to actually add a longer zip tie. That way I know how much do I need to fill it with sphagnum moss. So here how it looks like. It's already filled with the sphagnum moss. All my house is in sphagnum moss, and I left this end empty because I want to add actually soil to it. I don't want sphagnum moss inside my pot. And you can see that this is my chunky soil mix that I was talking about in the other video the other day. I will link it so you can check it out if you would like. I explain there why exactly I don't use only the arrowroot mix, why I like to add some soil to it. Yeah, this is a very messy job. It's a very messy job. But what we don't do for our plants, right? So it's filled with my chunky soil mix. Now I'll add some to the bottom as well. This is going to be hard. This is going to be hard to actually do, but I'll try my best. It's because the sphagnum moss is still wet. Oh. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? The sphagnum moss is still wet. It's really hard to actually push it down. Okay, so I need to figure out something else. And I'll be back. This is very hard actually. The plant is way too big and it has lots of ties to it and I don't know what. And I'm sorry if I made noise. I just noticed that I actually was holding my foot on my mic. So I'm trying my best to release my plant without any damage. The plant is really big and I'll tell you it probably has been years since it wasn't repotted. The poor aerial roots. They tried to hang to whatever they can and they dried. So this plant is gonna be in need of a lot of cleaning. Oh my god, I feel so sorry for this plant. I really feel sorry for the plant because I believe that nurseries should take care of their plants, but also I know they have like a million of plants, so it's probably very hard. But I don't know, it just breaks my heart that this plant is actually in such poor care. And I bought from them one other of my plants, and it wasn't the same way. It was in a very poor care. And I cannot even untackle it. It's so overgrown that I cannot take off its roots. I'm just afraid I'll break the plant. Oh my god. Oh, it's so overgrown. Poor plant. Oh my god. Yeah, this is probably a very tough and hard way to do it right now. Usually it's not that hard to actually untackle a plant, but this plant is really challenging. I believe I might want to put it more in water just to help it because I'm afraid I'm gonna break it. And now I took the support off and I don't really know how I'm gonna do it so I don't break it. And it has all these blooms and I'm like so afraid that they'll break. They're sticky. I just want to show you that this plant really was suffocating. I have no idea how it did the blooms. It has like 101 million blooms that it has, but this plant is suffocating. Now I'll need to release it and try. I'm not sure if I even can put that moss pole anymore because I don't know how to actually release these roots. They're like there is no soil, there's just roots. Just roots, no soil anymore. Like overgrown. This is very challenging. I cannot even let it go. It's so heavy and I cannot untackle the roots. So I'll be just adding soil to it and try my best to actually keep it from breaking. But everything around the plant is just wiggly. So I'm just going to try my best to actually add soil and not destroy the plant, which is definitely sad. The plant, I'm actually upset because the plant was obviously not taken care of for a very long time. This plant is suffocating. The roots were like, I don't even know. I'm really surprised that it has growth. I'm really surprised that it actually, stay here. I'm really surprised that it has growth, that it has so many flowers. I don't know, maybe this is a way for the plant to say, hey, repot me, give me. And I didn't want to actually give to it new potting soil yet, but the water was just going through when I was trying to hydrate it. Oh, I'm so sorry. When I was trying to hydrate it, the water just was flushing through. So unfortunately, I cannot add my moss pole I really wanted to add for this plant. I'll use it for another plant, my guess is. It's just that it's very sad that this plant is in such poor condition, and I have other moss poles I'll try my best to add to the plant, and then after it does acclimatize to my house, I will actually have to go and see how I can untackle it and how I can help the plant. I just feel sorry for this plant. I'll tell you, so much, so many roots. I believe it wasn't repotted like, I don't know, in 1 million years. Um, I just feel sorry for the plant. I know it likes to be root bounded and all that, but that's not an excuse not to take care of the plant for so long. And just trying my best to repot it, and I'll come back to you as soon as So as you can see, I couldn't put the moss pole I really wanted to do, but I had to go get my other type of moss poles, all of them, and the bamboo sticks, and I had to secure the plant upwards because I wanted to get stronger. The plant is in a really painful shape, and right now I'm going to cut the leaves that are dirty, and it's actually a real shame that the plant is not taken care of. This is a beautiful, beautiful size plant. um, I really was blown away by the blooms, so I didn't really pay attention to the roots and stuff, and I just I just feel very sorry that the plant wasn't taken care of, and I really hope that in my house it's going to thrive. So not too many dead leaves, just a few. Like actually this is pretty good, and I'm just gonna cut all the damage that the plant doesn't really need, um, because it can actually survive without, so it will give it more strength. um, it's pretty much already cut. It has some dry stuff that I'm going to go around and also pick. I'm like on my way thinking about the dried um, um, what are these dried um, aerial roots, but not sure if I want to really touch them right now. Maybe later. I just don't like how they really look bad, and I think the plant is gonna be better without them. And I hope by doing so, I will encourage the plant to. So here's my beautiful silver sword. Although it wasn't a success to add a moss pole the way I wanted to. It's still very pretty, still amazing plant. And now I'm going to clean the leaves and take care of it, because this plant needs a lot of love. I'm using the Miracle Grow Leaf Shine and a paper towel, and I'm trying to really, I believe this plant wasn't cared for a very long time, and I believe that there should be some rules around the nurseries, because this is now okay. Plants are, I mean, the plants needs to be taken care of, and especially when they sell it, and they sell it not for very cheap, and they're like, like how we have the animal abuse, they should have the plant abuse as well, because this is poor abuse. This plant wasn't repotted in years, and I really cannot wrap my head around it. How did it bloom, and how did it stay healthy like this? Because the plant basically had no soil in, and I just had to change. I usually like when I buy a plant, I like to wait for a month or so before I actually change the soil, and mostly is because I wanted to get used to my environment. But when I tried to water it a couple of times, I saw that the water just goes through and the plant doesn't get what it needs. And when I placed it in a bowl with water, it kind of took the water and then kind of released it again. So I knew that, oh my God, I really need to do something to this plant. And I took the risk of losing all of my leaves. I mean, my plants, my flowers, my flower buds. I actually bought this plant for the flower buds. I really wanted to uh, have it bloom, but I also couldn't, my heart couldn't let this plant to be in such a bad condition. And I hope that the plant doesn't suffer actually. I hope it enjoys um, the new soil, and I'll be taking care of the plant because this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. You know, sometimes when I show my plants in the video, I really know that there is no justice for their beauty actually, because these plants, if you see it in real life, you would be like in awe. You'll be like, oh my God, is this plant for real? Like the size of the leaves, the color, the I don't know, the beauty, the whole beauty of the plant. Unfortunately, there are nurseries that apparently don't care, and I'll now, you know, my heart feels bad for other plants I saw there, so I have a feeling that I might be running back there to go. I don't know how to put this with to go get some other plants I really liked. There's another nursery I go to, and the prices are a little bit more expensive. But you know, you get a plant, you literally don't have to um, do anything to it. It's going to be fine. They really take care of their plants. They have good soil, and the plants are healthy. And even the ones that I bought on sale from them that weren't in the best shape, still, right now, I have like already 2 leaves pushed. Very good plants. So I'm gonna clean it and I'll come back showing you the plant. So here's my beautiful girl. It took more than 2 hours to clean it and repot it, but now you can see how the leaves are luscious, how it looks totally different from what it looked before. All these leaves are like amazingly big. I really don't do justice to this plant just showing it to you like this. The plant is huge. It's amazing, and look at my buds here. It has so many new growth coming in, and here is more. I really got the plant because I never saw this plant in bloom, and I definitely never saw it in so many to have so many blooms and new growth. And I mean, it's just a treasure to me. It's really a treasure, and I'm like very, 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 very proud of my plant. Thank you for watching.